What if your SUV costs more than a house, and still wasn't built for the same purpose? The luxury SUV market has evolved into something far beyond transportation. Vehicles like a Lamborghini Urus, Bentley Bentega, Mercedes-Maybach EQS, Ferrari Purosangue, and Rolls-Royce Cullinan aren't just expensive. They represent completely different ideas of what luxury should be. Some prioritize speed, some prioritize silence, and one of them is built almost entirely around presence. So instead of asking which one is best, it's more interesting to ask, what are you actually paying for? Starting at around $300,000, the Lamborghini Urus is easily one of the fastest SUVs ever built. A twin-turbo V8 pushing around 657 horsepower launches it from 0 to 60 in about 3.3 seconds, but raw numbers don't fully explain it. The Urus feels aggressive visually and mechanically. Sharp lines, loud presence, and a driving experience that constantly reminds you it came from a supercar brand. Now here's the interesting part. For a vehicle at this price, comfort isn't the priority. It's still there, but it's not the focus. This SUV is built for people who don't want to slow down, even when they need more space. So the question becomes, is that still an SUV, or just a supercar that learned how to carry luggage? Now step into something more balanced. The Bentley Bentega priced up to around $340,000. This is where performance and luxury start to coexist more naturally. With up to 641 horsepower, it's still extremely fast. But unlike the Urus, it doesn't constantly demand your attention. Instead, it smooths everything out. The ride quality, the interior materials, the overall experience. It's designed to feel effortless. And that's where the Bentega becomes interesting. It doesn't try to dominate one category. It tries to avoid weaknesses entirely. But here's the trade-off. When something is good at everything, it sometimes loses a bit of identity. So is being complete actually better, or just less memorable? And maybe that's the real question behind the Bentega. Is luxury about standing out instantly, or quietly doing everything right over time? Because in a segment where every SUV is trying to impress you fast, the Bentega takes a slower approach. It doesn't overwhelm you on day one. It grows on you with every drive. And that raises something most people don't think about. Is the best luxury something you notice immediately, or something you only fully understand after living with it? Now we shift into something completely different, the Mercedes-Maybach EQS SUV, at around $250,000. This is the only fully electric SUV in this group. And it changes the definition of luxury. No engine noise, no vibrations, just a completely silent, controlled environment. With around 649 horsepower and roughly 300 miles of range, performance is still strong, but that's not the point. The focus here is the rear seat. This is a vehicle designed to be experienced as much from the back as from the driver's seat. Which introduces a different question. Is the future of luxury less about driving and more about being driven? Because if that's true, this SUV isn't just competing, it's redefining expectations. And if luxury keeps moving in this direction, then control might matter less than comfort, and speed might matter less than silence. Because once you remove noise, vibration, and effort, what's left is the experience itself. And that raises a bigger question. Are we still buying cars to drive, or are we starting to buy them to escape everything outside? Now things get more emotional. The Ferrari Purosangue, starting around $400,000, doesn't behave like a traditional SUV at all. It's powered by a naturally aspirated V12 producing around 715 horsepower. No turbos, no electrification, just pure mechanical performance. And that decision alone makes it stand out. In a world moving toward efficiency and hybrid systems, this feels almost defiant. But it also creates a unique experience. The sound, the responsiveness, the way it accelerates. It's built to be felt, not just measured. However, there's a trade-off. Practicality takes a step back. Comfort is present, but it's not the main goal. So the Purosangue raises a different question. If an SUV behaves like a sports car, is that innovation, or just a different compromise? And maybe that's exactly the point. This isn't trying to make your life easier. It's trying to make driving feel something again. Because as everything becomes quieter and more efficient, cars like this start to feel rare. So the real question is, in a future of electric silence, does something like this become outdated, or does it become more valuable than ever? At Top, we have the Rolls-Royce Cullinan reaching up to $560,000. And this is where everything changes. Because the Cullinan isn't trying to compete on performance or technology alone. It's built around presence. A V12 engine delivers smooth, effortless power. But you're not meant to feel speed. You're meant to feel nothing. No road imperfections, no harshness, no urgency. This is what people describe as the magic carpet ride, and it's intentional. Every detail, from suspension, tuning to interior materials, is designed to isolate you from the outside world. But here's the real insight. At this level, you're not just buying a vehicle, you're buying an experience that signals something, and that signal matters just as much as the engineering. So now, step back and look at all five. One is built for speed, one for balance, one for the future, one for emotion, and one for pure luxury. They're all expensive, but they're not solving the same problem. So which one actually makes the most sense? That depends on what you value, and more importantly, what you're willing to give up. If you enjoy breaking down tech like this, beyond specs and into real-world meaning, you can stick around. There's more coming. There's no single best SUV here, just 5 different answers to the same question. What does luxury really mean to you?